You can't know what you want when you continually kind of working. You need to slow down. Start with a hobby and see where it leads you. My name is Roushanna Gray. I live and work in Cape Point. It's deliciously situated in between a mountainside and the ocean. Very elemental. It gets very windy and very hot in summertime and very cold in winter. I would say I was floating. I was first working in retail, and then after that I was working quite extensively in the food industry, traveling from my home, which was a box, in a little car, which was a box, to a little office, which was a box. But really it was counting down the hours until the job was over, and then my life would begin. That wasn't living for me.
She didn't know a lot about wild plants initially, moving here, but what she's done as well is sort of opened up everybody's eyes.
It all started with growing vegetables in my garden. Until a Japanese cyclist came to visit. He ended up staying for 99 days. Every so often he would go on his bike and he would drive off to the beach, and he would come back, and shortly afterwards I could smell these amazing cooking smells coming from his little campsite. He showed me the joys of the sea vegetables. He basically stood out there on the beach with me and he said, look at this, like all of this food, this is all amazing sea vegetables. Why is nobody eating them? From then on, my curiosity was sparked. Very interestingly enough, seaweeds change their nutritional value depending on what season it is. So, for instance, sea lettuce, which is a beautiful green seaweed that grows in the little intertidal pools, it's full of vitamin C in summer and vitamin D in winter, which is pretty perfect. It's designed for us. My interest in learning more of kind of tracking the edible landscape grew to such an extent that I couldn't keep it to myself anymore. When I first started, everybody thought I was completely crazy, and how could you possibly earn a living from going and collecting your food from the wild and showing people how to eat these weeds and things? And that's how the workshops were born. We take people down. It's like completely immersive, interactive learning. And I call it the full circle of learning, where basically you go into the rock pools. We have our like educational with your toes in the water. And then you have your exploring time where we set everybody free on the rocks to go and be free and be childlike and just have fun and explore all the different rock pools. It's quite beautiful to watch the process that happens throughout the workshop of gaining knowledge in the rock pools. They'll pick something, then we'll go and prepare it. We'll process the ingredients. They'll start to be able to identifying all the different species, start to call it by its name, forming a little bit of a relationship with these ingredients.
Take something that looks rather awful at first and you don't ever consider eating it, and to transform it into something that is just so mouthwatering and really also healthy. That was for me just a turning point.
I basically learned everything I know from Roushanna. I'd studied to be a chef, and so it made so much sense to find a way to utilize ingredients from the wild, from my backyard.
Alikrekel, which is a herbivorous sea snail, was boiled in seawater, minced and mixed with nasturtium mayonnaise, sesame oil, red onions, herbs, and they were served up straight in their shells. Using the soft seaweeds like sea lettuce and rack that you can eat raw, we made sushi and decorated them with edible flowers. And then sitting down at the table with all this beautiful food that everybody has harvested and created into beautiful dishes, then it's like it's a magical moment of sitting down and appreciating everything and then enjoying it together. I'm proud of the fact that I've taken an idea and a thought, a very arty, romantic one, and it's kind of blossomed in its own way. Kind of changed my outlook on life. Don't not do something and then regret it. What's the worst that can happen? Spread your wings.